Hi guys again. Today we're going to learn a new topic that is comparatives. Okay, as you see here we have some products and we are going to identify them, but in this case we're going to compare them. Okay, so as you see here we have two groups of anyone. So in this case we have two apples, two of each products that we have here. But what we need to make a comparison? So that we can make a comparison, we need two things, two objects, so that we can compare them. Okay, as you see here we have two apples and we are going to make a comparison. So that we make a comparison, we need some rules. The first one, if you have and if you see here you have short. Okay, so it has one syllable, and we are going to, I'm gonna show you here two markers. Okay, so one is different from the another one. So the second one is obviously tall, and the first one is short. So let's make a comparative. So the first one is shorter than the second one, or the blue one. Okay, so short, you have to use the rule shorter than. Okay, so as I said before, the blue marker, or in this case the black marker, is shorter than the second one. Okay, so this is the rule. Okay, here we have another one. What happens if we want to make a comparison with the word big? You have to add the last consonant letter. So in this case you have consonant, vowel, consonant. It has just 3 letters. So it means that you are going to add the last one. Okay, so here you have two balls. The colorful ball is bigger than the white one. Okay, so here we have bigger. You have to add also bigger than, but you have to add the last consonant letter, bigger than. Okay, another rule that you have here is comfortable. If you want to sleep with a comfortable teddy bear like this one, this little dog, you want to say, you're gonna use comfortable. As you see here, this is a long adjective word. So what happens if you have a long adjective word? You have to use more than, because this is comfortable. So it has more than 2 syllables. It means that you are going to use this teddy bear is more comfortable than the turtle. Okay, so you have to use this rule. Another rule that you have here, as always in English, guys, you are gonna remember this symbol that we always use in class, because we identify a word that is irregular. Why? Because it changes the word. You have to use good, and you have to replace the word by better than. For example, I'm gonna compare here. Here I have a hamburger. Okay, so I'm gonna say that the apple is better than the hamburger. Okay, the apple is better than the hamburger. Okay, another word that we have here is far. I tell you that it's also irregular because it changes the word. You have to use further than. Okay, you say further than. For example, Amaguaña is farther than Sangolquí. I am in San Pedro de Taboada, and I tell you that Amaguaña is farther than Sangolquí. Okay? What happens if I have this kind of word like easy? If you notice here, it finishes in Y. So it means that when you have an adjective which finishes in Y, you have to cross out the last word. We are going to cross out, and we have to replace by I, and you have to say, English is easier than math. Okay, so we are going to compare that English is easier than math. Okay. Another important word is that we have here an adjective that is slow. So when you have to change into comparative, you have to use, for example, Maria walks slower than Anne. Okay, so you have to add er because this is an adjective. But what about if we want to use an adverb like slowly? It changes because it's not similar to slow. We have to use slowly. So in this case, you're going to say, but what about if we finish, if this word finishes in Y? You have to cross out and change into I? No, never. Why? Because it's slowly. It has two syllables and it's an adverb. So when you have an adverb, you have to use a long word that is more than. So it has a rule. So when you have an adverb, you have to use more slowly than. But when do you use an adverb? When we have an action. Why? Because an action, when you use an action, you have to use an adverb. That's why I said Maria walks more slowly than Anne. Okay? So these are about the comparative, but what about if we want to make a comparative with which are almost the same groups? For example, here we have two apples. Okay, here we have two apples. So when we have two things that are the same, we can also compare it with a similarity. In this case, we are going to say, okay, the first apple is as delicious as the second one. Okay, so both are almost the same, but you have to use all the time an adjective. Okay, so you have to say the adjective. And you are going to say, for example, I'm going to use another example. You say, for example, the hamburger is as fatty as the fried potatoes. Yes? Okay, so these are almost the same. They are the same group. Okay? So we have here some examples. Let's make some comparatives, okay? So here we have the ball is bigger than this one. Do you remember this vegetable, guys? We have learned in class. So this is an eggplant. So the eggplant is bigger than the lemon. Okay, here we have the glasses. This glass is taller than this one. Okay, so here you have two pairs of shoes. You can say that these are more beautiful than the black ones. You have two cartoons of granola. But if you see the difference, this one has more products than this one. So you say, this one is more delicious than this one. Or you can say, they are as delicious as the rest of granolas. Okay? So let's see. Here we have another example with these toys. We can say that Spider-Man is as strong as Troll. Yes? So here we have a similarity because both are strong. Okay? And what about if we want to make superlatives, guys? If we want to make superlatives to these products, we need, first of all, we made comparisons. In order to make comparisons, you need two objects. Two objects, two, so that make a comparison. But if you want to make a superlative, it means that, like the word super, the most, yes, the best. Okay, in this case here we have a group of markers. So this one is obviously, the one is different from the others. So obviously you are going to see here that the blue marker is the tallest. The tallest. Okay, so here we have superlative. Here we are going to have more than two balls. And we are going to say that the colorful, or this one, is the most colorful. Yes, the most colorful. If you notice here, we have the same rules. The same as comparatives, but with superlatives. Okay, this one is the most colorful. Okay, here I have more glasses. Okay, so here we have more than two glasses. In this case, this one is the tallest one. This one is the tallest. Yes, and we have here a group of fruits. We can say that this one is the reddest, or this one is the most red. Okay, guys, so that is the explanation about comparatives and superlatives, guys. So I wish you have understood about these classes. See you. Bye, guys.